No, I haven't watched it yet. That's what's going to be tough for the next few weeks is doing, well, there that went.
I do want to say, that there's nothing unusual about this episode. Nothing at all. Just a regular old...
And then I yell at you for a couple minutes. Welcome to the Preacher Podcast, brought to you by the Baltic Effect and Trentendo. I'm Trent. This is Nate.
Hi.
Yeah, so it's back to just the two of us. Shane, we put him on a plane and sent him back home.
He failed
in the
his
rain,
audition.
Over the plains in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He failed his audition. We sent him home.
Cut. Yeah, he got a rose or didn't get a rose. How does that work in Bachelor? They give a rose. And
yes,
that
they
means
give a rose. It means one of those.
He got voted off the island.
Yeah.
Ate all the damn rice. We're talking about Preacher this week. What episode?
Episode 307, Hitler.
Oh, it's just called Hitler? Mm-hmm. Seems like I remember reading that. Well, before we dive into it, do we have any questions?
We do.
Since we put Shane on a plane, he can write in and do questions.
Yeah.
If you also want to send in questions and watch me answer them and look befuddled, send them to balticvic@gmail.com.
Now, let me tell you something about this email inbox here. It is full.
Of what?
Emails for 2 different podcasts now.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and say I'll say it at the
advertise
top.
That.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, we will be bringing back the Better Call Saul podcast this week. It's also on the Baltic Effect. It does not have a video component on the YouTube because one person's in Alabama and one's in Canada, and then I'm here in Wisconsin. Yeah, so that was just going to be an audio podcast, which most of you listen to anyways. So, if you're already a fan, check it out. If you're not, if you haven't listened to it before, I think it's going to be good. New slight change of lineup this year. And I think everybody's pumped to be there. I'm looking forward to the show. Lord knows when it's the day after it airs, every website that I frequent is like, this thing on Better Call Saul. I'm like, As soon as you see like Better Call Saul or Preacher or when Walking Dead's in, you just got to keep scrolling. Because it's just la. So, anyway.
13 big hints that you missed on last night's episode of Westworld.
Yeah, they're like, what big reveal from Negan dealing with Rick on Breaking Bad? Which is like, wait, what?
When Bernard was revealed to be a robot, how did that made us feel with that shocking discovery?
If I read it correctly, the new video game for Tekken is adding, what's his name? Negan into the game. I know, whatever. Tekken's got to do something because nobody's buying Tekken anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't exist as a game.
All right, questions this week.
It's not the 1990s.
Dude, Tekken's rad, man. Tekken was Hadouken, right? Was that Street Fighter? Which one's Hadouken? Hadouken! I think it's Street Fighter. I don't remember. If that's Street Fighter, I don't remember anything from Tekken. Wow, that was a forgettable game. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
More like forget and...
Yeah, exactly.
Questions from Bricktails and from Shinogle this week.
Yay.
They submitted them to the email address. Mm-hmm. All right, Trent. Name some businesses in Hilter's Mall.
Ah, dang. So there's...
I'll just give you a point for each one you can...
There's a hot dog place. It's a picture of a hot dog and a word I can't remember.
I'm going to give you that.
And I don't remember the other two.
All right. I'll give you that.
Well, other than Max Grinder.
There is.
Max's Maxi Grinder.
Yep, Max's Maxi Grinder. Wiener Spot.
Circuit
Works.
Okay.
Drink Your Greens. Not sure that's what her shirt said. And Discount Warehouse. And this is on Hilter's napkin plans.
Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Mm-hmm. I didn't see those and I thought those might come in handy. Let it play. I am not going to pause and write it down. I got 2 podcasts this week.
He does.
I got to streamline this shit.
Where are some places a vampire might sleep?
A coffin or a beanbag chair on a bathroom floor.
Got it.
Or standing up.
How long?
Upside down is a bed.
You have 4 points this week after 2 questions. How long can a pig's heart keep an Irish setter alive?
2 days.
2 days.
Which is kind of impressive.
Seems unlikely.
See,
I can see a pig's heart in a human being because those are very similar animals, right? I say that like I have no medical experience. People are always just telling us How close we are to pigs.
We're really close to pig, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of impressed that it worked for 2 days at least. Poor dog.
Yeah.
At least the pig got out of it. You think the dog had like tendencies to be like, oink.
What's a Genesis?
It's a band.
Mm-hmm.
It's a band. They have an invisible touch. Hold the devil apart. Have it on the
invisible touch,
that
yeah.
in a long time.
Studio.
Nope.
What science fiction movie from my childhood was I reminded of in this episode?
Sci-fi movie?
Mm-hmm. Science fiction. It is fiction that has been scienced. Oh, should we start calling it scienced fiction?
Yes,
I'm gonna start calling it scienced fiction.
You watched
double feature, double
you
feature,
thought of
motion picture show.
You thought of is it Rocky Horror Picture?
No, it's not. But I'm just
no, I don't
saying
know.
Other things I'm gonna say that are funny.
Oh, okay, hilarious.
Motion picture.
What's the answer?
Star Wars.
How in the I almost said Star Wars. How in the fuck does this remind you of Star Wars?
When Cassidy sees the other vampire gone and just a cloak left behind, I thought of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine.
And those endeth the.
Oh, wait, that wasn't you. That was Bricktail. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I was very like, how did that remind you?
Yeah, and I was like,
so Bricktails, how did that remind you? But very good, very nice. That's a good one.
I'm gonna just ask you some questions for, if you don't name the, what the hell?
I don't know. They just back you out.
No, it's just Okay, never mind. Got it.
We good?
I got confused by emails.
Okay.
Remember to put the name of the show in the subject line.
Oh, that'll help. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll ask weird questions. Who does Hilter want for his finance minister?
Oh, damn. I don't know. The store manager?
Nina from Discount Warehouse.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Again, I did not back it up for those. I hope these are not all that diagram.
They are.
Oh,
they're
shit.
Not. They're not. They are. Acarius tells Cass his new coffin is lined with what?
Egyptian silk? Egyptian satin?
Parisian silk velvet.
Damn it. Parisian Egyptian, that's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
What is the I'm going to subtract you one.
You definitely should.
What's the secret code to access the basement of badass Catholics?
I want to wear Miley Cyrus's skin. Like
Close.
a pelt.
Like a pelt, yes.
I was pausing for dramatic effect.
I've been thinking I want to wear Miley Cyrus's skin like a pelt.
There it is. I think if you get close enough, it's the idea of it.
It's
not even a password. It's more of like a mini interview.
No, because then he would be like, no, I don't. Yes, here's a match.
It's like we all only come here when we want to wear Miley Cyrus's skin. Mm-hmm. Like a pelt.
Like a pelt. Mm-hmm. What's a Genesis?
It's a band.
Got it. How many kinds?
Invisible touch. Us mumbling.
Studio. Me doing that studio joke again.
Oh,
as a
studio is
callback.
what you did. Yeah.
How many kinds of fungi are there?
60,000 or 16,000.
Oh, you were so close. It's 63,000.
Dang.
-1. Beep, boop,
Dang
beep.
it.
How long?
I love that Shane, before he came, just sidebar, Shane was coming up here in his messages. He's like, oh man, Trent's going to do so good on this. I think he kicked my ass. Let's just say you did.
Yeah, let's just say he did. Let's cut to the tape.
Yeah, not happening. What's the next question?
And we're back. That was a good flashback tape. Thanks for editing that in, Trent.
I take it and I go.
Here it is.
Play it.
Yeah.
Rewind it. Play it. Record.
How long, this is the final question from Shinogle, unless this quiz ends up a tie, then I'll add out some of my questions. How long, unless it adds, because it could very well end up into a tie between you and you. Mm-hmm. How long is the flight to Osaka?
16 hours.
That seems like a long time, but yes, it is.
Yeah, it actually, well,
because you'd be flying that way, right?
So they're in Louisiana, They're flying out of Shreveport, I guess.
They're in Louisiana.
And so I feel like
would you fly that way?
There's no way. There's no way there's a straight shot from Shreveport.
It is on the almost entirely on the opposite side of the world.
Yeah, I feel like you jump to the coast,
and
then you go down to
and
Australia.
There's no way that there's an international flight coming out of Louisiana. You connect to Chicago and then fly. I bet.
Do you think Chicago goes straight to Japan? I don't think
Chicago will go to Amsterdam.
Straight to Amsterdam?
Or it'll go west to Hawaii.
All I know about flight travel in that direction
is
that
if you're on the way,
if you're on the way back from Japan, your plane. Wait, no. Yes, you can. Wait, no. Wait, no. Wait. Somehow Australia is tied in and lost.
You're gonna die. I think you're gonna die if you sit on a 16-hour flight.
I was like, wait, I know what's going on with this. As I started saying it out loud, I was like, I know less than I thought I did about this.
Like
16 hours?
I've never flown to Asia, so I have no idea. The farthest
I did 8 hours.
I went to.
I've ever done. How far? What's the furthest you think you've done?
Like longest trip?
Yeah, longest time.
I don't know. Like overnight.
Whoa.
Like overnight, like
Holy
Chicago to. I did Chicago to Amsterdam a couple times. I did Chicago to Reykjavik once.
You don't think that was 16 hours? I think it was less than that?
I don't know. It was overnight, and the time was different. It was like a different time when I arrived there, and I was confused.
And then they gave you all that hash.
And then you're like, your phone's like different, you know? Like, I mean, the time, when I flew to Amsterdam, I was 8, so I was, obviously super high.
Loves the prostitutes. This 8-year-old
Nate. 8-year-old Nate.
That's great. All right. I got to remember not to take a drink when you take a drink.
Always. It's good for the show. Let's ask some more questions.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Shane. They were good.
How many kinds of bacteria? That's a boring question.
63,000.
16,000 bacteria.
Oh, bacteria is 16,000. 63 is
What
fungi.
city in Japan?
Osaka.
What's the business district called?
Osaka Business District.
Umeda. Then we had some names. Boring.
What's the names?
Veronica Weiss, Marnie Pomerantz / Janie Finch. Those are boring.
What's Miss Weiss's real last name?
I don't know.
Flufferman.
Flufferman.
I don't remember what her first name really is.
What kind of meal does TC make that Jesse likes?
Oh, chicken biscuits.
Chicken biscuits.
Chick nugget, biscuit, nugget, and a biscuit, nugget, biscuit,
What
nugget, and a
is
biscuit.
the airline?
Dip it all in mashed potatoes. I don't know.
What is
United?
Continental.
Continental.
What does TC stand for?
Thelonious Crabber Snatch.
Theodore Charles.
Theodore Charles. That's okay.
And the winner of the podcast pop quiz, the Popcast Pod Quiz, is Trent.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Shane for a minute.
And an honorable mention to the following people.
Go on.
Shinogle, Bricktails.
Thank you. Yeah, great questions this week. So this episode, all right, so we got Hitler. A little bit of Eugene. What do you think about Hitler stuff?
Fine.
There's things,
one thing I do like is it reminds me that like sometimes I forget to put salt and pepper on a sandwich when I make it.
Okay, like that's one of the things that you get when you go to a sub place.
When you go to a sub place, you have to ask for it, but
best sub. What's your go-to sub? What you do? What you rocking? What kind of bread? What are we doing? You gotta ask for the type of bread first, otherwise they'll yell at you.
I'll do a classic French.
Okay.
Or like if they have like a jalapeno cheddar, but now I can't eat cheese. So I guess classic French all the way, yo.
Yeah. Well, you got meat. You got a little turkey.
Yeah.
A little ham. A little roast beef.
I like a tuna sandwich.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then you're throwing like tomatoes in that bad boy.
Throwing tomatoes all up in that shit. Maybe
Lettuce,
some spinach. Some cukes for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Some cukes. Either mustard or mustard and mayo or maybe some kind of Italian dressing.
Oh.
Some salt and pea.
Vinegar and oil. Italian dressing and vinegar and oil.
S&P is salt and pepper.
I know, but I said the vinegar.
Oh, vinegar and oil. Oh, okay.
I was joking.
Okay, and also vinegar and oil. Asking for the extra avocados would cost extra, I believe.
Probably. He loves his avocados. Yeah, I bet you do.
You know what else I throw in there? I'll like either jalapeno or banana pepper, but not both. Because you do both, and I don't care. It's gonna be too much. Some pickles. I know you're already doing cucumbers on there, but pickles is good too.
Pickles and cucumbers are different things.
Yeah,
they taste different. They have a different feel.
Yeah,
they have a different mouth feel. You just keep every time carefully instead of moving them. You just keep. I love it.
Anyways, that's a good sandwich that I would enjoy right now. Is a tuna fish sandwich with all that other shit on it. I really like the crunch of vegetables on it. So, like if you got, and I know, and most people don't like tomatoes.
I love.
Or a lot of people don't like tomatoes, not most.
Yeah.
But I enjoy a raw tomato.
Good fresh one. One's not slimy, but also one's not too stiff.
Yeah.
I go meatball, mozzarella, jalapenos, and brown mustard. Yeah, I call it a Satan sandwich. It's crazy. Oh, you're getting props. Cool.
No, I'm getting us tomatoes because we're talking about tomatoes, and now I'm hungry for tomatoes.
So you said it's fine, the Hitler stuff. I thought it was entertaining. It's okay. I did have some thoughts about the whole boss and Hitler dynamic. And I was going to ask you, if you were working at a place and your boss wanted you to cover up for his affair, and he was like that blatant about it. Like he was just like, hey, I'm going to go rail that girl from Target while you lie to my wife for me. Cool. Audi, like how would you handle that?
I would try to keep my head low, and I would do it.
Sure.
I would like if I cover for him, maybe he'll cover for me sometime. Because
maybe
Hilter's obviously pulling a Gene. He's pulling a Saul Goodman in at Cinnabon.
Oh,
you know?
Okay, all right, right on. What was his employees doing stuff that he was covering up on?
No, but but I'm saying like
that job he's doing.
He would not alert the authorities.
Oh, gotcha.
And he would not tell people.
That's true. I didn't. I'm adding the Hitler stuff to it. Sure.
Because he is. I guess what's are the cops going to do anyway? He's from hell though.
And it's also not illegal to have sex with another woman.
Yeah.
It breaks a contract that you have.
It does.
I mean, if the other person decides to do that, to break that contract, I mean,
yeah.
No one is. It's not illegal to cheat on your wife, is it?
I don't think it is.
I don't want to.
I don't think it is.
But I don't think it should be. That's someone else's problem. Which is kind of how I see it. Like, if my boss was doing that I wouldn't necessarily think, okay, maybe he'll let me slide with stuff, because there are situations where you cover up for your boss and then they still throw you under the bus. My thinking is, go ahead, do that. But when that day comes that you want to throw me under the bus, motherfucker, guess what's in my back pocket?
Oh, good point.
Your wife's phone number. I'm not talking about blackmail to keep the job. That job can go kiss my ass.
I think you're talking about blackmail to keep the job, and I'm all for it.
No. Blackmail would be me telling him, hey, if you fire me, I'm going to call your wife. What I'm saying is, if he fires me, I'm calling his wife. I'm doing the nuclear option. I'm fucking crazy.
You're just gonna do
I
it.
don't even have my job at the sub shop
there's
anymore.
No warning about
this
it.
guy can kiss my ass. Take care of the people that take care of you. Tip good at a restaurant. Be nice to people that are service workers. And don't fucking think that I'm going to cover up your shit and then you throw me under the bus. Kitty's got nails. I didn't know,
one. Who let her out of that cage?
As I was inhaling, I didn't know what phrase. That's the one that.
Do you want some?
I don't. Thank you, though.
I mean, they're kind of fucking up the scene.
I think it's a nice balance of colors. But also, I just don't want to see you walk back and forth 4 times before finding a place to sit down the tomatoes. There he goes. So that happened. We're moving forward-ish with that. Nothing really that remarkable. When we get into the episode, I actually really enjoyed this episode, the meat of what's going on here. Cassidy stuff, and then we got back at Grandma's house stuff. This whole thing of the Grail showing up, I found kind of intriguing. I like it that she showed Hairstar that she could just like throw him into the wall with her bloody hanky. And it's an interesting thing, a guy that's probably seen stuff like this all over the place. Which is even more interesting because it's like, he has the Son of Christ. And all the Son of Christ can do is tap dance. Whereas she can like force throw people with a hanky. It's just interesting, I find. So that stuff is working there, and there was tons and tons of little bitty stuff that I really liked that happened there. The fight between Tulip and Flufferman. Now I forget. Flufferman? It's got to be Flufferman. The fight, the conversation in the kitchen where TC's just like he's measuring the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
And I thought about this a few episodes back. I appreciate that they all end up in the kitchen together, like around the coffee pot. Because it's kind of like what you do when you go visit someone's house. When people are like first waking up in the morning, everyone's kind of around the coffee
they're
pot.
all just hanging out around the coffee pot.
They're just waiting, and
you're not going to sit in that sitting room. You're all of you together.
No, not the one that they just wrecked. I mean, maybe it's put back
and plus there's weird shit in there. There's at least semi-regular, minus the save the consomme. There's regular stuff in the kitchen mostly.
Ish. At least there's blueberry. Blueberry. What do you think's on the fridge?
I don't know.
Because all it is an index card. Yeah.
A recipe for consomme. They keep forgetting that it's
Nate,
just
that has
a bunch
to be
of blood.
it. It has to be it. That can't be anything else. That's pretty great. That would be consistent with the show. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like it when people that don't work together. I think because I like it when people work together. Man, I was thinking about that. It's probably why I like the Ocean's movies. Or Mission Impossible movies. People they hatch a plan together and they work as a team to do stuff. You know, we got to improvise. You know, now Tom Cruise is running. Mm-hmm. So I especially like it when they're not. They're normally enemies and they've got to do something. You know, to what's the term I'm looking for?
The common goal.
Common goal, but like a means to an end. I think is what I may be thinking of. Like that's their enemy, my enemy, working with whatever. I'm done mumbling about that.
I get it.
That was good. I like that stuff. I'm interested to see the plan happen. I hope they don't cheat us on that. I hope we get to see a fair amount of it.
That'd be pretty sweet.
But my only real issue with it is that the idea is to buy Jesse for rent him. Mm-hmm. When it's like, I'm hoping that his plan is do the rental, but then use the voice of God to get out of his debt.
Well, yeah, maybe a rent to own.
I wish rent a center.
Yeah.
I wish he would have I wish that would have been a conversation between Jesse and Hairstar where he's just like, listen, thank you for doing all this, but you can just call off that mission and then just give me the voice, and then we'll just come back.
Yeah.
And then I'll just handle business after I do what you need me to do. Like that would be. That would be my way of making sure they didn't
Grandma
screw me over.
could still kill him.
Well, not if he convinced her not to.
Like that means he would have to be in her presence at all times to keep telling her not to.
Tell her you can never kill Tulip. That's how the voice.
It's got to wear off at some point.
Did it wear off for anyone else?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's got to though.
Either that, or maybe he tells her to do a spell that releases them. You know what I mean? Like, I that would be my thing, unless that is the way the show's going, and they're going to have to keep giving her souls every time they need Jesse, and I hope that's not the case, because that's stupid.
Especially since they're going to, the first one, for the first job, they're going to give her 1 million souls, where's the step up from that to the next time, when you really need Jesse?
And it's another one of these verbal contracts in a show where it's like, I need to hear terms, people. Mm-hmm. We need to set numeric terms. That's how you can get people for bribing a cop. Mm-hmm. That has to be a numeric value. Mm-hmm. I learned that from Wolf of Wall Street, which, as we all know, is real legal precedence.
It is.
Precipice.
Precipice.
I love the moment when Jesse looks at Hairstar and he says, if you do something, I'll give you 2 bad eyes. I want to see a Jesse and Hairstar with no Genesis and no backup fight.
Oh, just because
Hairstar is such a badass, and Jesse's such a good fighter. Mm-hmm. I think it would be amazing. I think it would be incredible. But obviously they'll have to wait for a long, long time.
Yeah.
We've got that going on, which ends in kind of a gulp moment at the end of the episode when the elevator. He's like, to make this work, you're gonna have to kill the Allfather, and then points a gun at him. It's like, well, this is happening.
How are you going to get out of this mess? Ugh, talk about a sticky situation.
Okay.
Good.
And other weird throatal noises.
Check, please.
What if that was our whole podcast? Where we were just like, that situation, ay caramba. No more cheese, please.
Oh, that's quite enough.
pushback from that table. Am I right? Holy cow!
My eyes were bigger than my stomach.
Talk about the kit and the caboodle.
The whole 9.
And that's where all of my listeners and our listeners and your listeners go.
Mm-hmm. Everyone but the kitchen sink.
So, anything else on that before we move on to Cassidy?
No.
I felt like it's finally a step in the right direction, and there's full of good things. I do like the moment when Tulip's in the uniform, and Jesse sees her. Mm-hmm. There's like a moment, and he's picking with her.
Yeah.
It's also like
I loved it.
And then see someone like a girl. In
Flufferman tried to duplicate
oh my god,
thing.
That was
so funny.
Did we know that? I think we knew that she was kind of into him.
Oh,
I feel like that's
so
familiar.
Funny. Even though, like, one of my favorite lines from this season is when he walks in, sees her, and he goes, "There goes my morning erection."
I know. It was just like apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
It was so. Oh wow. So yeah, that's going on. All right, Cassidy stuff. Mm-hmm. So yowza, that kiss. Mm-hmm. Talk about a tongue tango with that one.
Whoa, hockey stick, flocky tonsil hockey.
Better clear the windows of that steamy moment. Am I right?
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, this thing.
Check, please.
I hate this. I hate it so much. It's so funny though. I think there were two huge things there. I think it was the fact that the kiss denoting there's a little more here than just palling around, unless that's how vampires pal around. And then there's the fact that there's not there's no flight. He's not flying people anywhere. He's murdering them.
Yeah.
And presumably,
that's how he gets probably more powers.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It has to be because that's why. I mean,
whoever thought of vampires killing other vampires? Just same old story. Vampires killing vampires.
See, I'll put a little reference on Rick and Morty or Chet Rio. He's got a good channel. He's got an amazing channel. But no, so that's happening there. That girl is dead now, poor girl.
Mm-hmm. And presumably so is other guy.
Oh, yeah.
And hundreds of others.
Oh, for sure. At least.
But you know what? Here's the thing. At least the people who got killed were idiots who wanted to be vampires. Listeners, and viewers, it's okay to kill someone if they're stupid. Just kidding. I was not at all.
I wasn't even going to pull you back in. I was going to see how far you'd wander.
And they're like, wow, that guy took quite a walk down awkward path, line, crossing it, foot, insert mouth to your foot, with your foot in your mouth.
I hate this bit so much.
Oof.
I hate it as much as I love it.
Check, please.
Equal amounts. So that's what's going on there. So we're going to have to resolve this. And my thought, my theory, my thinking is that he's saving Cassidy. Cassidy is his, he's a Snicker bar after the party.
Yeah, I think he might be saving him for dessert.
Yeah. That's going to be or maybe keep him.
Or maybe he really does want a buddy.
Yeah.
And maybe he was like, well, I kind of turned him around to liking liking what I'm doing here. Maybe I could turn around to being my we bang in the coffin all day, all night. We just eat vampires. Make vampires and eat them. Make vampires, eat them. Make vampires, eat them.
That's a good thought to slowly bring him in on it. So then they're.
So it's like he was like, I was thinking, you're right. We really shouldn't have more vampires. If only there was a way we could get rid of them.
What they should do is have a spin-off series of just Cassidy and Ecclesiastes or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Eccleston? Eckmeyer? Eggy? Eccleston?
Aquarius.
That's him. Aquarius. So what they should do...
Aquarius.
Nice. What they should do is... there should be a spin-off series where Aquarius...
It's like Icarus, but pronounced differently. It's like the aluminium version of Icarus.
The ye olde vampire is he starts up this relationship, this budding relationship with Cassidy, right? Mm-hmm. But then the old vampire is doing this on the side, and he gets to where he doesn't want Cassidy to know about it, so he starts doing it in an RV.
Yeah.
And then things get even worse, and by the end of it, everyone's guilty.
Yeah.
And there's meth.
No, yeah. Well, how about this?
Bring back Breaking Bad. We miss you.
It ended at the right time.
It did.
Here's
doesn't mean I don't miss it, but
I miss it too.
Yeah.
I miss it too. Here's how you do it. You do it now this is not an approach someone should be emulating, but the method that predatory pimps use is you get your prostitutes addicted to some drugs.
Okay.
And then they're in the cycle. He gets Cassidy addicted to drugs,
which is like
which is literally drugs,
literal drugs,
and keeps providing him. Gets him
some drug ass drugs.
Gets him in a cycle of just like abuse and desperation. And Cassidy, they form this. He forms this kind of like weird dependent relationship on this guy, on Icarius, and then eventually he's like, "Okay, I'll help you get souls, Grandma, if you can, give me my drugs, aka power back."
Are you also going through withdrawal of that hooker show that was on HBO?
It's like that hooker show on HBO.
What was that called?
Hooker show on HBO.
I was hoping you remembered.
I don't.
It was a good show.
It's a great show.
I thought you were going to go that route with it.
That's what that's.
We just start pitching spinoffs that are shows we just want to come back.
Yeah.
And then there's an alien that shows up that eats cats.
Yeah.
Don't bring back Alf. We're good. We're good. We're fine. We're fine. We don't.
Gordon Shumway is Alf's name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon. Mm-hmm.
Little trivia fact for you guys at home.
Well, what else do you have on the episode before we move to the mailbag?
Or
female bag.
So when they light up what's her face and Sabina in the swamp, this show it's just like before when they fake buried what's her face
Grandma
Tulip.
and
Tulip. It's like, so in Louisiana, do you just like bury people where you want? Like,
I think they do I think they do in Grandma's house.
In the bayou, you just bury people where you want.
I mean, it's not like they're.
So I just said, just bury a person where you want.
It's not like they're dredging the swamp unless they absolutely unless Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson show up.
So last week, Tulip got a fresh haircut. This week, Cassidy got a fresh haircut.
Was it fresh? Okay.
That's it.
All right. Overall, did you like it?
Yep.
Excited for next week?
Yep.
I know I am. All right. Well, let's hit the female or mailbag. You can send your emails to the same place as the quiz questions, balticfact@gmail.com. It's right where he pointed. It's exactly where he pointed. I put it on the screen when I edited and put it right where he pointed. All right. So what do we got here? Where do we start?
Shinogle.
All right. You want to start it out?
Sure. Shinogle says, "Hola, sorry I couldn't write in last week. I was on a trip to the beautiful Midwest where I picked up some cheesy fried bullet points for you."
Ah, Shane was here. We had fun. It was good.
Yep. For an episode titled Hilter, they sure are parceling out the Hilter serial killer Eugene stuff. I'm guessing we're going out to get a little bit of story with them each episode until they eventually tie in with the main plot at the season finale.
Do you think there's going to be like a Jesse Hilter moment?
I don't know.
I'm down for that.
I mean, you're saying that like I'm the person who's saying.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm asking.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said. Okay. I thought you.
No, Nate. I'm only recording a show where we talk about our thoughts about.
When I'm reading show.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Stop. First off, what do you think? Did you think that Shane thinks that there'd be a Jesse?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. I hope so. I want one.
The Hilter stuff was one of my. I'm gonna keep. He's spelling it correctly, but I'm just gonna keep saying Hilter.
Sure.
The Hilter stuff was one of my favorite parts of this episode, though. I like the callback with him eating the plum cake. But the idea of him planning world domination again and establishing a Fourth Reich with his fellow retail workers was brilliant. As a retail worker myself, I can understand the occasional megalomaniacal impulse.
Yes. Nice.
Fourth time's a charm. Check, please. I think it's in character for Cass to decide to join the Vamps, not out of a desire to become powerful, but because he thinks they're making the world a better place.
Interesting.
He seemed to realize he hasn't had a purpose in his life, especially post-Tulip. It's too bad it's all bullshit. Speaking of the Vamp group being bullshit, do you think Icarius really wants Cass as his boyfriend? And is Cass really bi? Or has Icarius been low-key mesmerizing him the whole time?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Good thought.
Can
I don't
you
think
mesmerize
so.
another vampire? I think you live that long, you try anything.
I was gonna say I don't think it's. It might not. I mean, and maybe this is my.
I mean, like
I might not be evolved enough to understand different sexualities other than my own, but like by. I mean, I barely understand my own, but like I feel, in my opinion, that he's like beyond a sexuality. Like he's had sex with like fucking everything in every combination, but then again, maybe I'm being reductive to people that are bi.
I don't know. I just chalked it up to vampires being vampires.
Same old story. Vampires killing vampires.
Grandma using her catheter to piss on Star's shoe is a great old lady power move. I like the French song playing over Cass and Icarius flying.
That scene is so good.
It lends to the romantic aspect, and it makes it feel like an indie film.
Yeah, it was romantic, but also funny. It was good. It was perfect. It was good.
During the fight scene with the badass Catholic crew, I wondered why Icarius didn't fly or transmogrify. I did too.
Yeah.
And then they actually had him try to fly and turn into a mouse. I really appreciated that they did that.
When they backed up and pulled the back away shot, it kind of looked silly a little bit. Just a guy running between two spotlights. Whoa, and partially what he's wearing didn't help.
Yeah.
Looked real funny to me, but anyway.
I also like Grandma finding out about Genesis. I'll be interested to see how her star, the Allfather, Hell, and all that comes together. Anyway, that's it for me. Till next week, Shinogle.
Yeah, you should come on the show again next week, Shane.
Yeah, come on up. Come on up.
All right, so we have got...
oh, there's a Bricktails one.
Well, see Bricktails for the other show. I see it here.
Go down.
That's not it.
Don't look at the ones with quiz questions.
Hitler. Yeah, there we go. Bricktails Hitler or Hilter.
Mm-hmm.
You stop saying that. YouTube will take away my Disney deal if I keep saying that. Bricktails says, "Hello, gentlemen, and just in case he's still around, gentlemen.
Hola.
This is not the time for plots or subterfuge. It's time for Willy Wonka's Oompa Loompa Room. Very much so. I love Willy Wonka. This episode started out by making me think of a much better show. Hilter at the subway made me think of Gene at the Cinnabon, who we're presumably going to see again tonight. Talking about, Better Call Saul, that other show that we're doing a podcast on. It seemed a bit like they did that part intentionally as a lead-in, especially the overhead shot of Hilter making the sandwich, strongly paralleling similar shots of Gene making food in previous Better Call Saul seasons. Interesting. Okay. I had planned on power watching the last season of Better Call Saul before the new season, but I didn't get the chance to, so maybe I'll download the Baltic Effect podcast from the season finale and listen to it on my commute home. Please do. Thank you. I'll be curious to see if Eugene and Hilter do end up back in Hell next episode. I was a little torn about that first part of the episode, as it's a little off-putting to have a humorous take on Hitler, giving a ranting speech in German about Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Nobody there at that little table outside was just like, okay. Like, everyone was just like, yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah. Fix your shit, the South.
I mean, if we're gonna like really label stuff that's, hey, if we're really gonna get into stuff where I'm just like, come on. There's vampires and shit like that in the show. So he says, I really like the imagery of the swamp Viking funeral, but I was confused. Did Madame Boyd die in last week's episode?
Yeah, yes. Remember the part where she got shot?
Mm-hmm. Jesse killed her so that she wouldn't live without her soul. Mm-hmm. Bricktail says, great fight between Tulip and Betsy Kettleman. I'm looking forward to more of their interaction next episode. For my money, they could make the whole next episode take place during the 16-hour flight to Japan. Please don't do that. Please, I can't.
Unless it's all watching the in-flight movies.
It's 30 minutes of Spider-Man Homecoming. Mm-hmm. My other favorite thing this episode was the Catholic Hit Squad and their secret underground bunker.
Man, that was so cool. Lifting weights, sleeves off. That was so cool. I want to see that show. I want to see that show.
The other preachers?
Yeah.
Preacher Squad?
Like, it's just a bunch of that guy from the comics who smokes cigarettes and he's English and he's Constantine.
He plays Constantine. What's his name? I'm guessing they played a larger role in the comics, but I'm guessing this episode was all we'll see of them on the show. A couple of vampire inconsistencies this episode when Icarius came in and smiled at Cassie asleep in the coffin. The window was open and the sunlight was streaming in. I noticed that.
Tinted windows. They're at least 20% tinted.
Well, what was up with that? Also, back in season 1, Cassie told Tulip he didn't sleep in coffins. I guess maybe this is a sign that hanging out with Icarus is making him turn to more traditional vampire-y ways. Well, guys, I had sun lamps and Catholics, but hang on. Well, guys, I had sun lamps and Catholics, but I'll let you down. It's time to go watch the Down Home Witching Hour with Voodoo Granny, or maybe Better Call Saul instead. Bricktails.
Thanks, Bricktails.
Yeah, great email. Send your emails to balticeffect@gmail.com. Thank you both for sending in this week. And yeah, check out the Better Call Saul podcast. It'll be up tomorrow. So, yeah, tomorrow evening, early morning on Thursday, you'll have it. So, that's it for me until next week. And do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Well, I know that Nate is nice.
I know that Trent is nice.
Stella's a pretty kitty, and we love you. I didn't know if you were going to go, and I didn't know you were going to add.
I
was
didn't
like,
either.
Oh! We just had to feel it out.
We were feeling it out.
I was nervous.
Yeah, same.
All right.
I was nervous.
He's scared.